Good day and welcome back to another DBZ Dokkan battle video. In this video we are going to take a look at the strength Kid Buu and how he performs in Extreme Super Battle Road. So we are taking a look at how strength Kid Buu does in the transformation boost Extreme Super Battle Road stage. And it's a relatively tough stage. I wouldn't say it's as tough as a stage like Pure Saiyans or anything like that. But this Buu does help out the Buu team quite a lot when it comes to things like SBR. Buu looks just really solid. It's very difficult to say, but Buu just looks incredibly solid. He looks like he brings a lot to the party. And yeah, overall I really like what Buu brings. We're going to take a look at how he does with an item, because I think that's always good to see straight off the bat. And like I said, his defense of 120,000 or so isn't really high enough for him to kind of take the stage with an item. Now the really good thing about the Kid Buu is that he builds up incredibly quickly. So he gains 30% attack and defense with each attack performed, and he is guaranteed to fire at least 2 attacks a turn. So that means that by the end of his second turn he'll be fully built up, which is very important. Also in this kind of situation here, you'll see that he's going to take a lot of attacks, which is great because we're going to get his active skill at the beginning of the next turn, which is also very good. Another thing that Buu provides to the Majin Power or the Majin Buu Saga, or to any team that he's on for events like Esbr and SBR, is his stun mechanic. So he has a 30% chance to stun, which is pretty good. And we can see that his defense goes up pretty quickly because he went from taking 23k with an item to only taking single digits, which is really good. He also raises his attack and defense for 1 turn on his super attack, which obviously helps him out after he supers. So he's a very solid unit, very good unit. Brings a lot of decent abilities to the table. I personally think he's a really great addition to the Majin Power team. I think he's very powerful. I think he's very strong. I think he does a lot of good work overall. He definitely does a lot of great, a lot of great utility. He does a lot of great, defense. He regens that 20% health back is very good. Very solid, very powerful, and yeah, I just think he really does quite a bit. So yeah, for me, very good unit, very solid, very good performance, and yeah, very happy with how well he does. This is a 69% unit, so if you are wondering about how many dupes are in this unit or anything like that, it is 69%, which is pretty solid. You can see his defense is all the way up to 177,000. We are also with his active skill, which we'll watch and then come back. So there we go. Obviously the active skill boosts him up even higher. He's above 200k, which is very impressive from the second turn as well. So it's not like it took him long or anything to get going. He still has 2 more stacks that he can get as well, so that will rise even further. And even if we take big damage here, the chances are we'll recover it all with the 20% health. Only 5k with no item, very good. Nice big chunky attack stat. And he could stun here, he could crit, he could do a lot of work. Gets the second attack, which is great. Only takes single digits afterwards. So looking very good as a unit, just doing a lot of good work, getting everything done that he needs to get done. And yeah, I think what he brings to the table is super impressive. Like here we're gonna take the super attack, 137k damage, okay, big whoop, but yeah, we got hit on Kid Buu, so we regain all that health back. That's the real power of Kid Buu. Super duper strong unit from that perspective. Just a very strong unit that brings a lot to the table. Great utility, great abilities, great everything. So yeah, it's very good. So I think what he brings to the table is super impressive, and for me, I'm very happy with how well he does. I think First turn, maybe he's a little bit weak. Yeah, he's a little bit needs a little bit of time to get going, but only the absolute smallest amount of time to like go. He's really like a strong, powerful unit because of the fact that he gains the attack and defense on attacks. If it was super attacks, it would be a little bit slower, but on attacks he gets there by like the second turn. I mean, we've seen him by the second turn, he's able to no item take hits. If you're going for no item runs and stuff like that, obviously it's a slight issue, but I mean, it's really not too bad. So we'll activate the Icarus this time. We won't activate a Whis, which is 5% less damage reduction, so it'll be a nice like step up. And then we'll see how he does here. Obviously he's facing an AGL unit, so it'll be good to see how much damage he takes from that AGL unit. And we'll get a really good idea of how well he does defensively here. 78k, so it doesn't look too great right off the bat, but that's okay. It's not a huge problem. Remember, we're going to recover 20% health back afterwards, so we are going to get quite a lot of health back. Good damage from him. He's already stacked his defense big time. Takes single digits from the attack afterwards from Android 17, and then he also nullifies the unarmed super attack. So that's even more of his kit that we haven't really spoken about, is the ability to fire off or negate unarmed super attacks. So it's a very strong ability, can really help out in those type of situations where you can see there that Android 17, instead of us taking damage, we nullified the attack, we took 0 damage. It's super duper powerful. All that damage we took getting Buu set up with the item, he's recovered back. So a Rainbow Buu maybe would be very conducive to no item runs, especially if you're going to put him in the second or third slot in terms of certain situations. But realistically, it's only his first turn where we really kind of think that Buu as a unit maybe is struggling. And when I say that, I don't mean it like he's bad. He just, that's where he is slightly weaker than he would otherwise wish to be. He's a very good unit. And from the second turn, like, we're gonna rock up next turn, we're gonna have Buu rock up, we're not gonna use an item, and you'll see he'll tank super duper well, and he'll recover a whole bunch of health back. So we got him here, all very good. Again, we got the active skill, super duper easy to get. Seems like in Esbr we take enough attacks to really get it going. We got the active skill, so we're gonna get a big defensive increase. We're looking really solid, and we're gonna see how much damage we take from Android 18 this time. We had over 250k defense, which is huge. It's a massive amount of defense. We've got our perfect linking partner up here. We've got a great situation going on, and we don't need to use items. We're more than powerful enough. We're hitting a 5 million attack stat, and it's, Buu is just, from the second turn, he's just an absolute machine. He just gets things done. He just absolutely destroys. Look at him, taking single digits. Last turn, we had an item. And we took 80,000 damage. This turn, we have nothing else. We just have Buu with his active skill active and the fact that he's built up, and he takes no damage. Because that is how good Buu is. Like, that's how crazy Buu is as a unit. He just builds up so quickly. That first turn, you're a tiny bit fragile, but in the first turn, if you don't get hit by super attacks before Buu fires his super attacks, then you're not even that fragile. Like, Buu will be more than fine. He will easily be okay. He'll be able to do more than fine in the stage. As long as he doesn't take attacks beforehand, you can leave him in that first slot, because he'll build up so quickly. He will take single digits. Like, he builds that quickly. With the 30% extra additional attack and defense on each attack, the guaranteed 2 attacks, the ability to raise his defense on his super attack. I mean, he builds up so quickly, like so fast. And yeah, he's really helped out the Buu team. His utility is great. His 20% heal is fantastic because the Buu team had some really good healing before, but now just has crazy healing. Like the fact that Buu is going to give you back 20% of your health, and you could have you could have one on each rotation, is pretty nuts. So yeah, he's looking really great. We're gonna test him out here. In this situation, so obviously very fortunate that we get the active skill straight away, which we will use, and we'll test him out here. Remember that in the ESBR and SBR, when you're facing 1 unit or 2 units, generally, you know, the less units, the stronger the unit, and Ultimate Gohan's a pretty strong unit. He can do some pretty crazy big time damage, so we're gonna get a good idea of how he does here, and we'll see how much he can tank up here, which is good. 100k beforehand, okay, so 90k, 100k before supering. That's not great, obviously, not necessarily the best situation, but we're gonna see how much he tanks afterwards. So after he super attacks, after he gets the raise off of his super attack, we'll see how he tanks, and it'll be single digits, because that's how quickly Buu stacks up. Because he's going to get this attack, that's 30%, he's going to get this attack, that's 30%, and single digits. So Buu can go from taking 100k damage in the first turn from Strength Gohan, and then he can take single digits afterwards, which is very, very impressive. So that's everything we're going to need to see from Buu. We don't really need to see anything else. We've seen more than enough. He is super impressive. Very good, builds up super quickly. Only problem you're going to have is maybe first turn, depending on how many dupes you have and what situation you're in, but that's about it. Buu is an absolute beast. He's a juggernaut. He can build up his defense huge, he can do big damage, he brings stunning, he brings healing. He's a beast, and I think he's one of the best units in the game. But yeah, that's pretty much it from me, so bye.